Chuck, glad to be here, but the mic is not working.
Yeah, it's
right now.
You're on. You're fine.
Oh, I'm on now. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Chuck is glad to be here. I tell you what, you can see the crowd is really, really pumped for this ball game.
All right, Wilbert Montgomery will be joining us along with Ken Williams. There you see the crowd here in Linwood. Again, Mainland comes in unbeaten at 6-0. Holy Spirit comes in at 2-3. Of course, they come off 2 tough losses to Absegami and Ocean City. And of course, tonight, Ken Williams, we forgot to mention this, Eddie Burns is going for victory number 100, so let's add some more fuel to the fire.
Pressure pack, Chuck. I haven't seen a crowd here this big, I guess, back in the 70s. Like I said before, I spent 28 years of my life here, and we've had some good teams. But there are people here tonight, Chuck, I haven't seen since their kids graduated in the early 70s. So this is just a festive night in Linwood.
Okay, of course, Ken Williams, you've been part of this remarkable streak. You coached here at Mainland during it, and you have told me that whatever can go wrong for Mainland seems to go wrong in this game.
Well, it's one of those situations, Chuck, where you expect the unexpected. And we've had teams in the past where we thought we had real good shots at winning, and Holy Spirit came over here ready to play and outplayed us. And there were times when a break here or a break there decided the game. But I think that the Mustangs have as good a shot tonight as they've had in many a year.
All right, Wilbert Montgomery, a lot of pressure on these teams. What can both coaches do to take some of the pressure off both these squads?
At this point here, Chuck, you can't do anything. It's up to the players right now. You just got to go in and tell them now when they come out on the game, just relax and play good football. If we don't go out and make any mistakes, we stand a great chance of winning this ball game. That's on both sides of the ball. I think that if the coaches put that and plant that seed into the heads of the kids, they'll be ready to play. It should be an exciting ball game.
All right, we want to welcome Wilbert Montgomery to the broadcast booth. He joins us. He's been doing a lot of high school football on Simon's Cable Channel 2. Wilbert, you've seen Holy Spirit, and you feel there's a key in the ball game for Holy Spirit tonight. He is number 20, Donnie McNellis.
Well, yes, I think Donnie does. He brings a lot to this Holy Spirit ball game. In the last 2 ball games, he's been absent because of an injury that he received in the Ocean City ball game. But again, here's a kid that basically can come into this ball game with his speed and his exciting quickness. That's what he brings into the backfield for Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit is basically, they have Paul Smith, who basically is a thoroughbred, a power horse guy. But Chuck, he's the guy.
All right. Paul, there you see some of the key players for the Spartans on the screen. Eddie Burns, he's thrown 5 touchdown passes this year for the Spartans. Paul Smith, the leading rusher. Favorite receiver, Joel Fishbein. Bernie Marzak, there's a famous name from the greater Atlantic City area. What a great family that has been. Of course, his brother Pete at Penn State. Talk about the Marzak family, Ken Williams.
Chuck, as fine a family as ever come out of South Jersey. The father, Stan, coached years ago at Holy Spirit. Just a fine individual. And his wife, Kathleen, they've raised their children to be outstanding citizens. Bernie is the last of the group. One is now playing at Penn State, one played at William & Mary, one now is at Trenton State, and like I said, Bernie is the last one. And I just can't say enough about the Marzak family and Stan and Kathleen, and just outstanding individuals.
All right, and Mark Ryder has had a great year for the Spartans at guard. He's a player to watch, along with defensive end Kirk Luzinski. And as Holy Spirit Spartans come on the field, and they're walking on Ken Williams, a little bit of psychological warfare here. Eddie Burns leading his troops out, and they're walking right in front of the Mainland section here. What's this, Ken?
Well, I don't know, Chuck. The psychological things that they've done for years has worked, so I'm sure it's a little psych to get his kids up. I'm sure that he wants them to see the crowd, to hear the jeers that are coming probably out from the Mainland side, and hopefully that will get his kids a little bit more psyched up than they normally would be.
Hey, Wilbert Montgomery, how much does psychology play in a big game like this? Is it any factor at all, or is it a factor?
Chuck, the biggest factor of this ball game is when you kick the ball off. Once the kickoff goes down and the other team receives it, and you make that first initial contact, all that goes out the window, and then it's time to really sit down and play football.
All right, and we're getting ready here for the entrance of the Mainland Mustangs. They're going crazy already here in Linwood. Packed house here at the Mustang Corral. Here you see the Mustangs are getting ready to come out, Ken Williams.
Chuck, what you see here are the seniors. This is their last home game. And what Coach Coffey has done is he's brought all his seniors out as captains, and they will go out. They will go out for the coin toss and act as a group. And then once coin is tossed, the rest of the Mustangs will come out from the gate to our left as you're looking at the screen.
You know, riding around through the neighborhood today, they had green and white all over Summers Point, Northfield, and Linwood. And here come the Mainland Mustangs. They're trying to end 29 years of frustration here tonight in Linwood. It's been since 1966 since they were able to forge a victory over Holy Spirit and Ken Williams and Wilbert Montgomery. There's been some great names on the Mainland side that have played in this series and have been unable to come away with a victory. I'm talking about linebacker Greg Buttle, who went on to Penn State and had a great career and went on to play with the New York Jets. Also talking about Douglas Strang, the fine quarterback for the Mustangs, who went on to play at Penn State and threw 19 touchdown passes for the Nittany Lions as a junior. And there you see the key players tonight for Mainland, Ken and Wilbert. Jeff Boyd tied for second in South Jersey with touchdown passes. Kenny, he's thrown 11 already this year.
Outstanding athlete, good basketball player. He stepped in when people did not think he had a chance, and he has taken this team to the heights that they are now, and a lot of that is strictly because of Jeff Boyd. He runs the option well. He throws that fade pass very well to Dave Klemick, and he is a big part of the balance that Mainland has shown so far.
And Dave Klemick tied for first in the entire South Jersey area for touchdown receptions with 7. And then Tony DeSalle, of course, the first time under the lights that they ran a play here, Ken Williams, DeSalle took it about 72 yards for a touchdown.
Yes, he did. And looking at that list, Tony Tedeschi, who is the fullback, number 48 there, he may be the leader of this group. He's only a junior. He's only about 5'8", 195 pounds, runs extremely well. But he's the heart and soul of this team, Chuck. He's the guy that when the chips are down, that steps to the forefront. And he's a key part of this club, even though he's only a junior.
All right, we'll go out for the coin toss. Again, if this game needed anything else, you got Eddie Burns going for his 100th win, Wilbert, and you've seen Holy Spirit the last 2 weeks. Haven't been able to get number 100.
He got turned away both times, Chuck, but the thing was that it was in both ball games all the way down to the finish. And the thing that we look at when you're looking at those kind of ball games, that the kids stayed in and they stayed out, they fought from start to finish. If there's any good a chance, tonight is tonight that Eddie Burns can get his 100 win.
And how sweet that would be, Ken Williams, if he gets victory number 100 and he stops Mainland for going for the victory.
He can run for mayor of Galloway and probably win there, Chuck.
At least the mayor of Absecon. So there we have the coin toss, and we're going to get ready for action here at the Mustang Corral in Linwood. A lot of emotion in the air, electricity in the air. Again, Mainland playing under the lights this year, courtesy of one of their alumni, Jack Thomas from Charlie's, donated $75,000 here and enabled Mainland to play under the lights, Ken. And now we're going to have our national anthem live on Salmon's Cable Channel 2 from the Mustang Corral. All right, we're back with this special historic live broadcast of high school football on Salmon's Cable Channel 2, Mainland Holy Spirit. That was a Mainland marching band doing the national anthem. Ken?
Chuck, there's one intangible in this game tonight, and I think we have not touched upon it, and that's the kicking game. Mainland has an excellent kicking game. Jason Feinberg, who was a soccer player who's now kicking, has been sick all week with a high fever. He's back. He seems to be 100% tonight. But I think the kicking game is a big plus for Mainland. I know talking to Coach Burns earlier, they're not real impressed with their kicking game. This kicking game with Feinberg could be a real key factor in this game tonight.
All right, and Wilbert Montgomery, you're still going to hold with, and there you see Holy Spirit holds a 23-0-1 edge in the last 24. Wilbert, when you were with the Eagles, was there a team you could never beat for 24 straight games?
Well, it was the Dallas Cowboys was always the team that everyone prided themselves on and whipping up on. But when you come down to on game day, Chuck, all things are done. The 11 touchdown passes, the 7 touchdown passes, the 100-yard day game gone. That's out of the window. It's a new ball game. The time starts right now. It's a new beginning right now.
And I guess these kids will be anxious to get it teed off. There's been a lot of hype, Ken. Can you remember a week when there's been more hype over a high school football game?
No, I can't, Chuck. And I think the fact that it's under the lights has a big bearing also. But this is just this is unbelievable. They sold more tickets for this game than they sold for Thanksgiving Day games in the past, and that's usually a full house. But it is homecoming. I know there are a lot of ex-athletes that are here. A lot of the '89 team is here that was undefeated and did not get a chance to play against Holy Spirit. But as I walk through this crowd, there are a lot of former athletes here.
All right, Fishbein will try to kick it off. He had it on the tee twice, and it got blown off, and it gets blown off again. Back to receive for the Holy Spirit Spartans, number 19, Joe Fishbein.
And it's 13, Paul Smith, I think.
Paul Smith also back for the Spartans, Ken. I thought that was number 10. So now they're going to have to hold it. Chris Broom's going to come out and hold it for Jason Feinberg, and we're going to get underway here on this historic night, the first live high school football game on Simon's Cable Channel 2, and we're underway. Kick's going to be fielded by Fishbein at the 15. He goes outside, tries to cut up. Good coverage by the Mainland Mustangs. Holy Spirit will take over. First and 10 at the 20. Wilbert Montgomery, you've seen Eddie Burns Jr., the quarterback. What do you like about this kid?
Well, Chuck, Eddie Burns Jr. can do so many things well. What they like to always get started off, they like to go in and run the running play to Paul Smith. And then this when Eddie Burns begin to get mellowed out because he got a strong arm and he's a great passer.
There it is. 5 touchdown passes this year for Ed Burns Jr. Trying to get win number 100 for his daddy, and he's doing it against the green team, as they like to refer to Mainland. Burns back, gives it off inside, and tough going that time for Smith as the Mustang defense was right there to stop that. The Mustang defensive front, Marcus Perry, Ryan Herrigal, Pat Markowitz, and Dustin Grand. No gain that time, Ken Williams. The Mustangs were ready for that play.
Yeah, Chuck, Holy Spirit is in their wing tee, which they've used for years and years. I had said before the game I thought they would try to control the football, and they came out in that wing tee, which is basically the offense they used for years before they went to the double wide out, and that's what they're in again.
All right, second, and we'll call it 9.5 for the Spartans. They do use the shotgun, as we saw the last 2 weeks, Wilbert. They're going to give it off inside. Smith again, and Smith gets about a yard that time as the Mustang defense ready for the task. At the bottom of the pile, number 52, Dustin Grand. Third down and 6, Wilbert Montgomery. Can we look for the shotgun here?
Well, definitely. I think they are going to come out with a shotgun. But, one play here that's really going to be impressive is that this is when you look for Eddie Burns hitting the tight end right in the hash game.
All right, that is either Jim Barrett or Bob DeMary, so we'll watch that. And surprise us a little bit. They don't come out in the shotgun. Going to take the snap from center. 3rd and 6 for Holy Spirit. Burns going to give run the football inside to Smith, and he's going to be short of the first down.
It's going to be about a yard short, it looks like, Chuck.
More than a yard, Ken's probably going to be about 2, maybe 2, and that'll set up a punting situation. So look at that right there. Ed Burns comes out and runs the football 3 times, Wilbert.
That's kind of surprising, Chuck. You basically that was a passing down. They needed 5 or 6 yards, and he off to go with the run. He didn't go in the shotgun that time.
All right. Tony DeSalle awaits the Holy Spirit punt as the Spartans get ready to kick it away. Mainland held on the first series. Good pressure. The punt is blocked. The punt is blocked. It's picked up by Broom. He's got room. He's inside the 5. First down, Mainland.
Chuck, that was
the first big play of the game, Ken Williams.
That was Dustin Grandy that picked that ball out of the air and took it down inside the 5-yard line. So are inside the 10. It's on about the 6, so it looks like that the Mustangs are going to have the first shot. They've created the first turnover, and they're first and goal at about the 6.
First and goal and the 7. Wilbur, good play that time by the special team.
The special team, the thing that surprised me that the punter moved up a couple steps in order to punt the ball, Chuck.
All right, they pitch it out to DeSalle. He's got room, trying to go in, running for the flag. Touchdown, Mainland! The Mainland Mustangs get on the board first on a 7-yard run by Tony DeSalle with 9:17 left. Let's watch it again, Wilbur.
That's basically a simple play, and that play been hurting the Holy Spirit for the last 3 weeks. Just give the ball and run, use your speed, get into the outside, and a great opportunity to score and put points on the board right away, Chuck.
So the Mustangs strike quickly here in Linwood. They use the block punt, and now you'll get to see one of the better placed kickers in the area, Jason Feinberg, attempt the extra point for Mainland. Chris Laird will hold. Holy Spirit jumps, and there's going to be a flag. Feinberg boots it through, but there was movement on the play. Wilbert, we mentioned that Holy Spirit has been hurt on outside containment.
Very much outside containment, Chuck. I think they playing the option pretty. I think if look at it, they got too many men back in the inside and nobody standing on the outside to come up field to make the running back cut back inside towards the midst of everything.
Okay, so the Mainland Mustangs get a lot of pressure off their backs early here as DeSalle takes it in. 7-yard run, and now we will retry the extra point. Kick is down, it's up, and it's good. It's good with 9:17 left. The Mainland Mustangs 7, the Holy Spirit Spartans nothing, as Mainland uses the blocked punt. And again, Wilbert Montgomery, special teams very important in big games.
Special team is a third of the ball game. No matter how you look at it, that's an important phase of the ball game. When you go out there to punt the ball or receive the ball, you got to play solid football. You can't just relax on that. In that situation, Chuck, like I said earlier, the punter stepped up 3 yards in order to receive the punt, to punt the ball. And by doing so, that cost him the block punt.
All right, so Mainland looking for the first victory since 1966. An unbelievable streak. Really one of the more unique streaks in the state of New Jersey. When you look back and see how coaches change and players change and personnel changes, just amazing that it's been that long since Mainland won. And the last time Mainland won, Ken Williams, a fellow you know pretty well, Andy Prohaska, the last coach to beat Holy Spirit.
Yeah, Andy retired about 3 years ago, Chuck. I play golf with him often, and it was over at Bader Field in the rain in Atlantic City, and it's been a drought ever since.
And let's also remember in that game, George Landis returned a couple of punts in the rain.
Yeah, he had
for Mainland.
3 as a matter of fact, Chuck.
All right, Feinberg will kick it off for the Mustangs. They lead at 7-0, 9:17 left in the first period. Kicks it deep. It's going to be taken by Donnie McNellis, and we have a stoppage.
We're going to get an offside on Mainland, Chuck. They're going to have to kick this again. That clock should not have started because that should have been blown dead immediately. In high school, if you break the line of scrimmage, there's no play and it's stopped immediately. And I think you're going to get an offside here. Dead ball offside, so I don't know if the clock ran or not.
So Mainland will kick it again.
Yeah.
Mainland will kick it again. Ken, do you have tonight's officials for us? Can you run down?
Yes, I do,
tonight's
Chuck.
officials. Let's mention the referees.
Referee is Joe Pietropola, and the umpire is George Stetzer. The head linesman is Rich Sokeen, field judge Frank Burbage, back judge Jeff Haynes, and the timer up here in the booth is Joe Roach.
All right, Wilbert, with a big pressure-packed game like this, how important was it for Mainland to get on the scoreboard first?
Well, you're playing at home, Chuck. You want to score first. You want to set the tone of the game, and that's what Mainland did. They came out, they helped them on 3 consecutive plays, and then they went out and blocked the punt on the 4th down. That's why they probably jumped offside this time on the kickoff, because they're so geared up and they're so hard for this ball game.
All right, Feinberg's going to kick it away. McNellis and Smith back deep for the Holy Spirit Spartans. Feinberg, former soccer player, kicks it deep. Smith takes it at the 5. Up to the 20. He's got a hole. Gets it out to the 30-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. Holy Spirit, their second offensive possession. The last time, Ken Williams, Eddie Burns showed a ground attack, and you mentioned you thought Holy Spirit was going to try to control the football here tonight.
I think they're still going to do the same thing, Chuck. They have a little better field position this time. They used Smith last time. I think, in fact, Smith ran the ball 3 times. Look for them maybe to open it up a little bit with a waggle. Look for them maybe to hit. In fact, they've gone to twins out here, and they've already come out of the wing.
All right. One back behind Eddie Burns Jr. as he looks over to Mainland Regional Defense. Gives it off to Smith inside. Smith has room. Cuts out over the 35 to the 38-yard line. Paul Smith, the fine running back for the Holy Spirit Spartans. Wilbert, you like to watch him run.
Well, I like to watch Paul run mainly because of the fact is that he nitpicks his way through the ground. But with a quick team like you see in Mainland, he's going to have to get into the holes real quick, Chuck.
There you see that Mainland defense will run it down for you right after this play. Second and we'll call it 4 for Holy Spirit. The football at the 37. They give it to Smith again. Smith darts outside, gets away from one man, has some room to the outside, out to the 45, to the 46. First down. Holy Spirit. There's your man, Wilbert Paul Smith.
Again, Chuck, there's nothing fancy about that. That's basically just a handoff right up the middle, letting Paul Smith use his peripheral division. That was a great cut right there. There's another good cut. He got to the outside, and it was a good head-up tackle that he made.
Ken Williams, what kind of defense are the Mustangs in?
They're in a 4-4, Chuck. They take that backer and walk him off to cover the twins out here and wind up with Jason Cairns in the middle. And Jason Cairns is another fine player for the Mustangs who's playing that middle backer right now.
All right, Holy Spirit's going to give it to Smith again. He's been the workhorse for this Holy Spirit offense. He's carried it 5 straight times now, and that time, not much room against the Mustang defense.
We got a penalty here, Chuck.
Penalty flag is down.
Now maybe that was his beanbag he threw.
Okay, no flag, Ken.
No flag, okay.
Second down and 9. Mainland's defense up to the task there. Stop Smith for a gain of about 1. Holy Spirit, yet to throw a pass yet.
This is the time that you come with the play-action pass, Chuck.
All right, Montgomery sending the play into Eddie Burns. Burns going to give it to Donnie McNellis. He's going to try to get outside. There's nothing there. Marcus Perry, the big defensive end, 6'1", 232-pound junior, was all over that play.
So that's their 7th play. That's the first carry for anyone other than Paul Smith. And big Marcus Perry on that corner came across and made a real nice defensive play.
And we have a player injured.
McNellis down.
Donnie McNellis. He did not play last week, Wilbert Montgomery, of course.
Well, he's a key player right now, Chuck, and right now that's his first carry in 2 weeks, and you see that he's really still not ready to play right now. He's down on the ground, and basically it was nothing fancy about that. He had a chance to go up into the hole, and the hole was stuffed. He tried to get to the outside, and that's when the pursuit caught up with him.
All right, while McNellis is injured, it's 3rd and 15. Ken Williams, tell us a little bit about some of your more emotional moments in this series as they take McNellis off.
They were all emotional, but for the most part, they weren't happy emotion. It was sad emotion. We had a lot of close calls. We had a lot of great games. And, I was an assistant, I guess, for 14 or 15 years, a head coach for 5 or whatever it was, and we just could never come up with that big play.
3rd and 15. Eddie Burns Jr. in the shotgun. He has Fishbine over the middle, complete. He's got a first down. So Eddie Burns showed you his arm that time, hit Joel Fishbine, his favorite receiver, Wilbert Montgomery. That's the gun you're talking about.
That's the gun I'm talking about, Chuck. There's nothing but fancy about that. That's what they call a post route. It's a quick slant in. Eddie Burns threw off the back heels. He was falling back as he was throwing the ball because the pursuit was in on him. Here's a kid that has a strong arm to send just being a junior, Chuck.
He really does have a strong arm. And Wilbert, you think he's got legitimate Division 1A potential?
Without a doubt. The way you look at the kid, or you look at him how he sits tall and stands in the pocket and he throws the ball through. He follows through most of the time.
1st and 10 for Holy Spirit. The football at the Mainland 41. They give it off inside. Ulrich on the carry, number 27. Kevin Ulrich gets his first carry of the night. It's about 5 yards, Ken.
Yeah, his dad, Chuck, is an assistant on the staff. Former Mainland player, played at Villanova. He's another former Mainland player that played in this game that has never won, and now he's coaching for the first time, but he's coaching on the other side tonight, and that's his son, who's the tailback.
So many different little side stories. Of course, Bobby Coffey, the Mainland coach, went to Holy Spirit, was part of this series. You just mentioned Ulrich. So many intertwined little sidebars involved in this game. There you see it. Mainland coach Bob Coffey, a graduate of Holy Spirit, Ken Williams.
And won every time he played over there, and since he's been here at Mainland, and he's been a head coach, I guess, for 9 years, and he was an assistant for 4 or 5, and he came up dry, and we're kind of hoping tonight that he's the first one to break that streak.
All right, clock is going to move here with 6:09 left. Mainland leads at 7-0. Holy Spirit putting together a good drive here. 2nd and 7, the football at the 38-yard line. Alcine Washington in the game now for Donnie McNellis, and they give it to Paul Smith. We're going to have a motion flag. A motion flag is, I think, Washington left a little early. This will be called back for illegal motion. There, Wilbert, you see a ball player get in. He leaves a little bit too soon.
A little bit too soon, kid. You know, the kid just coming in off the sideline, replacing Don McNally. He's coming in. He's anxious. He wanted to get on his block real soon. He moved a little bit, and that's going to cost him 5 yards on that play.
All right, so they'll march off 5, and that'll set up a 2nd and 10 for Holy Spirit. The last completion from Burns to Fishbein was the first time we had seen the shotgun tonight, Ken, and that's unusual because Holy Spirit, as Wilbert knows, has been using a lot of shotgun this season. Not using it much tonight yet.
I think he's going to use it in crucial situations, but it's tough to maintain ball control with that shotgun, and I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to keep the ball away from the Mustangs.
All right, 2nd and 10. Now they're in the gun. Eddie Burns back to pass. He's got time. He throws it to Fishbein, complete. 2 flags down. Fishbein to the 23. 2 penalty flags on that play, Ken, and we'll await the officials' ruling. The completion was good.
Whatever it was, they both saw it, Chuck.
Has to be off defensive interference because, too, the receivers basically going upfield and coming
Watch the replay, Wilbert.
It's basically, that's a great pass, Chuck. And again, that's something thrown early towards the line of scrimmage because it could have been easily both ways, but it had to be some kind of hole in somewhere.
Air interference. Wilbur Montgomery right on the mark. Eagle eye. It'll be a first down. Holy Spirit will decline the penalty. First down for the Spartans. The football at the 24-yard line. They trail 7-0. Very important, Ken. Eddie Burns looks good early throwing the football.
Yes, he does, Chuck. You know, and another key to this game tonight, and these are the only 2 teams in the Cape Atlantic League that go strictly 2 platoon. So this tire factor in the fourth quarter that Mainland has had a big plus probably will not be the case tonight because these teams both play 22 kids, 11 on each side of the football.
1st and 10 for Holy Spirit. The football at the 24. They give it to Smith. He tries to find a hole, cuts back inside, and nothing there that time. As Mainland's defense, Jason Kearns, the fine 6'2", 230-pound senior linebacker, Ken Williams. He's a key player tonight for the Stang.
Yes, he's a tough kid, Chuck. He's a real outstanding player. He's a boy who got hurt early in the season, and I thought at one point had some definite college potential, and I think he still does. Has nice size. Outstanding football player.
2nd down and 8 for Holy Spirit. They have a pretty big offensive line. This offensive line has played well for the Spartans. Burns fakes it to Smith, flag down, in the flat to Ulrich, incomplete. He dropped the football. May have another motion penalty here against Holy Spirit. And Ken, the officials busy early here.
Busy early, Chuck, and it's more respect. You think you got a hole in, could be a hole in.
Motion.
Motion?
Ulrich left a little early, so that'll come back 5 yards for illegal motion.
You know my feelings. Let the kids play is what I say. Let them play.
We're not going to get you in trouble. Hey, and Wilbur, we got to welcome back Ken Williams. This is his first broadcast back with the Betson Connection in Simon's Cable Channel 2 since he underwent triple bypass heart surgery. Welcome him back.
Ken, it's a pleasure to have you. Anybody can go through something like that. There's more man and better man than I am.
And he looks good tonight, too.
It's my pleasure to work with you. I've seen you play numerous times, and I've admired you, and it's my pleasure to be up here in the booth with you.
Hey, all right, listen, we got a big play here. 3rd and 8 for Holy Spirit. They trail 7-0. 4:35 left. Eddie Burns back to throw, being pressured by Perry. He's got Smith in the flat. Smith at the 10, 5, touchdown, Holy Spirit. We'll call it a 23-yard pass from Eddie Burns Jr. to Paul Smith. Let's watch it again. Wilbert, take over.
That's all you do is basically throw and catch and let the catcher become a ball carrier. Let him run with the ball. And Paul Smith just said once he got the ball in his arm, he just smelt the goal line all the way. The kid just was hungry for a payday.
Yes, he was, and he got into the end zone.
Chuck, that's the play that they used against Cumberland with a lot of success, where he fakes him the football, he loses, gets lost at the line of scrimmage, he sneaks out through a crack, and winds up in that flat. And they've had a lot of success with that this year, and Mainland's going to have to stop that.
All right, now, Holy Spirit's going to go for 2 here. Ken mentioned the kicking game, very important in this game. 2-point conversion for the Spartans. They trail 7-6. Burns back to throw. Looking for Fishbein. Threw it behind him. Incomplete. So with 4:27 left in the first period, the score, Mainland 7, Holy Spirit 6. There's that kicking game you said was going to be important.
So far, it's been a big factor. A blocked punt Okay, Fishbein is wide open on this, Chuck. Eddie Burns Jr. just got that ball behind him a little bit. You'll see that play again.
He was wide open. Wilbert?
Yeah, well, Kevin Ory was the primary receiver I thought was in that route there. And when he slipped out there, it basically threw out Eddie Burns, and Eddie Burns had to look for a secondary receiver. When he went to a secondary receiver, he went a little bit too late.
He may be, Wilbur, he may be one of the best quarterbacks in this league as far as hitting second and third receivers. We saw him last year numerous times come off his receiver and hit secondary receivers. He's just a fine athlete.
I think he's a tremendous athlete, and I can see a young man with that kind of pause to sit in there knowing that the pressure's on you and be able to stand tall in the pocket and get rid of the ball. I think that's a tremendous asset for a young man at this stage in his career.
And he gets that from his mother, Chuck. I don't know if he gets that from his father. I think he gets that from his mother, Louise.
All right. 7-6 here, 4:27 left. Coming to you live. We bring this historic broadcast to you on Salmon's Cable Channel 2, courtesy of the Betson Connection. Chuck Betson, Wilbert Montgomery, and Kenny Williams in the booth, and we've got a good one here in Linwood. This game is always an emotional one, and this year much more so than ever. Short kick taken straight up the middle. I believe that's Tony Tedeschi. I'm going to pronounce that right before the season's over, Ken.
I talked to his dad. His dad said, don't worry about it. I think
good return. Got it out to the 40, and Mainland's got good field position.
Chuck, 7.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Mainland has 7 points is in the lead, but they've only run one offensive play. And I think if you talk to Coach Burns, this is exactly what he wanted to do. So at this point, his game plan has pretty much materialized, even though he's down by a point.
All right, Jeff Boyd rolls out. He's got Klimek wide open downfield. He hits him at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Mainland! A 60-yard pass play from Jeff Boyd to Dave Klimek. Wilbert Montgomery, he was wide open.
Wide open, Chuck was totally right.
Again.
All it is a play pass action where he basically bootleg the ball around, pull the ball in his stomach, and hit the running back down the field, the receiver Kevin down the field, and he just basically practically walks into the end zone. Wide open, Chuck. But the key thing on that play, on that bootleg, Chuck, you look at the interior guard come around and make a tremendous block on the outside. He's the one that made that play work. Not so much of the pass. The guard came around the horn, was able to block the linebacker.
13-6 Mainland. Jason Feinberg will try to make it 14-6 with the PAT. Snap is down, kick is up. It's good. It's good. So with 4 minutes left in the first period here, the Mustang Corral in Linwood, Mainland 14, Holy Spirit 6. Ken?
Chuck, you run two offensive plays in the first quarter, and both of them go for touchdowns. What more could you want?
Unbelievable.
Mainland is a big play team, Chuck. The majority of their touchdowns this year have been on plays of 35 yards or more. This one being a 60-yarder where Jeff Boyd bootleg came back and hit that split end. Dave Klimek streaking up the sideline. It was wide open.
All right. We promised this would be action-packed, and it certainly is, as Mainland has two offensive plays. I think we may go down to Lucy Jones. She may have a sideline report ready for us. And we'll get Lucy hooked up here.
If we can see that.
Let's go down to Lucy.
Well, Chuck, we just got an injury report from the Holy Spirit Spartans. Number 20, McNellis, has a sprained Achilles tendon and may return to the game later. Right now, they are not sure. Back to you, Chuck.
Okay, thanks for that report, Lucy Jones. On the injury, Donnie McNellis, key player, Wilbert Montgomery for Holy Spirit.
Donnie McNelly, he's out of the game right now. They're going to miss him dearly, but they're going to have to still play the game, Chuck. One guy can't be your bread and butter guy, but they're going to have to sit down, buckle down, and play. They was able to move the ball down the field and able to come up with something big early on.
That's a case, Chuck, where he hurts an ankle and turns around after he hurts an ankle and favors that ankle and winds up pulling his Achilles tendon.
All right, Feinberg's going to kick it away for Mainland. They lead at 14-6. Fishbein's going to take it at the 7. Takes it up the middle, trying to find some room, and not much there as a Mainland special team do a good job containing, although Fishbein broke out of that pile, got it out to about the 27-yard line where Holy Spirit will set up 1st and 10. And Ken, you're right, two offensive plays for Mainland, 2 touchdowns. Wilbert, this is a big green offense here tonight.
Chuck, this is a big green offense. You see that they got striking power. They can score from anywhere on the field. But Chuck, Holy Spirit has been victimized from week after week with the big play, and they got to do something on that defensive end to stop the big play.
No question about it. 1st and 10 for Holy Spirit. They trail 14-6. They give it off inside. Not much room there at all. Paul Smith stopped for about a gain of a half yard. 52. Dustin Grams had a big game early for Mainland, Ken.
That's Dustin Grandy. He's the one that picked up the punt. I don't know who blocked that punt, Chuck, but Grandy did pick up the ball in the air and took it down to the 6 or 7 yard line.
3:13 left. We've had an eventful first quarter. All kinds of big plays already in this football game. We're bringing it to you live on Simon's Cable Channel 2. Eddie Burns back to throw. He's looking, almost intercepted as he tried to hit his tight end over the middle, and it was almost picked off as Mainland had good defensive coverage that time.
It was Matt Cusio, the linebacker, Chuck, who almost picked that off. Matt Cusio's a junior. He alternates in there with Wagner and Cairns, and made a nice play there, almost another turnover.
Yeah, that's an ill-advised throw because, too, he's in double coverage at that point, at that time. But he was trying to get rid of the ball, and that basically could have been a dangerous pass.
All right, 3rd down and 11 for Holy Spirit. They're in the shotgun. Burns back to throw. He drops the football, and he recovers it, but he's going to be sacked as he fumbled that snap from center. Mainland in on top of him, and that's going to force our first punt of the evening. Let's watch it, Wilbert.
Well, yeah, basically, you see here, Chuck, it's basically, it was a great snap. It could have been something wrong with the snap, but it was a great snap because the center was snapping the ball and trying to get to the outside to block a linebacker that's coming off the horn around the corner.
Chuck, Mainland sent the house that time. They sent all 4 down people, and they sent 3 linebackers. So they sent 7 and tried to force him to throw the ball quickly. He dropped it instead.
All right, there's the snap as Lazinski gets it away, almost blocked. They run into Lazinski. It's going to be roughing the kicker. It's going to be roughing the kicker as Kenyatta Brown went for the block. He hit Kirk Luzinski. Ken, that play will come back as he did not get the football.
I think that's going to be a first down, Chuck.
Definitely going to be a first down.
Well, they have 15 yards to go. It's going to be very close.
Roughing the kicker is always first.
I think it's in high school it's a first down, Chuck. I'm not positive, but I think it is.
All right. Kenyatta Brown broke through, almost had the block, and ran in to Luzinski. And they're going to be roughing the kicker, so Holy Spirit gets a break here with a roughing the kicker penalty.
God, Mainland would have had field position. They'd have had the ball at about the 40-yard line. They'd have had another good field position.
Let's look at the Mainland coaches since the last victory over Holy Spirit. Tony Gallupo, Dave Bryant, George Landis, Jim Schaefer. Look at that, Wilbert. Ken Williams couldn't beat Holy Spirit, and Bobby Coffey.
We can erase that, can't we, Wilbur?
I don't think so, Ken. I think you go down in the record book along with that.
I'm there.
All right, Eddie Bird gives it off inside, and Paul Smith's got room. He's at the 40, all the way down to the 35-yard line. Paul Smith, 5'9", 180-pound senior for the Holy Spirit Spartans. Got some room up the middle and broke it right through Wilbert Montgomery. Let's watch it again.
That's basically nothing fancy, Chuck. Like I said, he nitpicks his way. If he didn't stumble right there, Chuck, he possibly could have took that ball all the way. Paul Smith, that's a good 27-yard run that he was able to pick up. And two, the kid got quickness, Chuck.
First down for Holy Spirit, the football at the 35-yard line. The Spartans trail it 14-6. We're still in the first quarter, believe it or not. Under 2 minutes remaining. Give it off to Ulrich. Ulrich, a flag down. Ulrich on a counter delay, and he got about 8 yards, but an official threw a flag, and we'll have to await the call.
That came from the linesman, Chuck, so I have no idea what that is. Unless it's some kind of a crackback block.
Let's watch the replay, Wilbur. Tell us about what this play is.
It's nothing there. I don't see anything wrong right there, Chuck. It's basically, the flag came in late, so it could have been something downfield that happened. Could have been like a face mask calling.
It might be a face mask. Again, it is against Mainland.
Because at the line of scrimmage, everything was clean there.
You like the way that play developed at the line of scrimmage, Wilbur. It was a counter trap with Ulrich. As, of course, they're keying on Smith now. They ran the counter, and they're going to add on yardage to this play. They're going to take it down inside all the way down to the 10-yard line. Face mask it is, Wilbert Montgomery. So you're right on the mark. The former Eagle telling you what's happening here on Simon's Cable Channel 2's coverage of Cape Atlantic League football. Mainland's going to take a time out here. Ken, why take a time out here?
I think just to settle them down. They they made a bad play roughing the kicker. They allowed a big gain, and then they came back with a penalty on top of it. Okay, and I think he just wants to settle them down at this point, get them under control so they can go back and play the defense they've been playing.
You're right, Ken, because there's 30 yards in penalties in just in 2 series of play. You got to settle the team down a little bit and let them play hard-nosed defense again.
Yeah, they have, that's right, 30 yards and an automatic first down in this series. And again, they're mistakes, and those mistakes, again, are in a game like this are crucial.
Let's look at the Holy Spirit coaches during the streak. Lou Paludi, Jimmy Gallagher, and Eddie Burns. So a lot less coaches at Holy Spirit than over here at Mainland, Ken.
Just when we couldn't beat Holy Spirit, we decided to get out, Chuck.
Big turnover on that Mustang coaching staff, and just about every coach that's been involved in this series has memories of it, one way or the other. Again, the most emotional rivalry here in the greater Atlantic City area, and we're happy we can bring it to you live at historic broadcast on Salmon's Cable Channel 2. Chuck Betson, Wilbur Montgomery, Kenny Williams, all part of the Betson Connection coverage team here tonight. $1:42 left. They give it to Smith on a straight dive, and he gets about 3 yards. That'll set up a 2nd and 7 for the Spartans. Ken, when you look at the ebb and flow of this game, Mainland has struck quickly on 2 plays, but Holy Spirit's moved the ball some.
Yeah, and I think that's probably, if I was in Coach Burns' shoes, what I would probably be trying to do is maintain ball control, because Mainland is a big play team. You saw that. Now, the first play, they only had to go 8 yards, but they did score. They have a lot of bounce, a lot of weapons, and they've made the big play all year. Holy Spirit has given up the big play all year, so they've got to counteract that.
2nd and 7 for Holy Spirit. Eddie Burns is back to throw. He's got time. He looks. It's incomplete. He intended for Paul Smith. Good coverage that time in the flat by number 44, Casey Heemskirk. Good defensive linebacker for the Mustangs, Ken.
Yeah, we have Casey's brother Benji up here, who's a freshman quarterback who's keeping our stats for us tonight. And so far he's doing a real fine job, and he's a quarterback on the Mustang freshman team. And when his brother Casey goes this year, I'm sure you'll see Benji here in another couple years.
All right, Wilbur, 3rd and 7. Would send the play into Eddie Burns. What are you going to run here?
Basically, I think he's going to go back to, get up under the center and use the bootleg, come off the play action. He has to do that because the run play up the center has been going really well for him, faking to Paul Smith.
All right, let's see if that's what they run. And it's exactly what they run. Wilbur Montgomery calls the play. It is complete. Incomplete. Montgomery called the play. It was intended for Bob DeMary. They ran the bootleg. It was there, Wilbert. They just couldn't execute.
I think a little bit of time it was off. Again, it's a good play fake right here to Paul Smith. He picks up the block and then he throws it. And it's a little bit behind him. If it's a little bit in front of him, Chuck, it could have been easily a touchdown.
A little bit behind him. Cornell Davis in to break that play up. And Montgomery, what are you doing? Reading Eddie Burns' mind here?
Coach, when you got a balanced attack going so well, you have to do that.
All right, 4th down for the Spartans. They're going, Wilbert. 4-down territory. They're in the shotgun. Ed Burns back to throw. Pressure. They set up the screen to Smith. He's got blockers. He cuts it in. He's inside the 5, but he's
short of the first down. Nice call, Chuck. Mainland sent everybody again. They came basically from the right side, and he runs a little slip screen to the left.
It's a good screen play, Chuck, but he should have stayed to the outside. If he stayed to the outside, he'd have had the first down.
You're right. Wilbur Montgomery, he had the wall set up, and Smith just cut that back inside. The wall was set. Mainland sent half the population of Linwood, Summers Point, and Northfield that time.
Well, it's very obvious now what they're going to do, so I think you're going to see some more screens. You're liable to see some draws to counteract that big rush when he's in the shotgun.
1st and 10 for Mainland. They take over on downs. A football at the 5-yard line. 33 seconds left in the first period. They give it off to Sal, and Sal was stopped initially and got about 3 yards on his own.
Well,
before Holy Spirit's defense was there to make the tackle. Andrew hung on the tackle, Ken.
That's their 3rd offensive play, and that's going to be the last play in the first quarter.
I'll tell you what, you saw the quarterback Jeff Board out there throwing a block for the running back.
You don't see that too much, do you?
Don't see it too much on a high school, pro, or college level.
All right, this will be the last play of the first quarter, and they don't get it off. Last play of the first quarter with the score. The Mainland Mustangs 14, the Holy Spirit Spartans 6. Ken Williams, exciting first quarter.
Very exciting, Chuck. A lot of offense. This is what the people came to see, and And as I look around here now, they're just standing 6 and 7 deep all the way around the fence. All the bleachers are full. This is probably one of the largest, if not the largest crowd they've ever had at Mainland.
And look at the kids with their faces painted up here. You know what, Wilbert Montgomery? They were tailgating outside here before the game.
I know, Chuck. I couldn't get in. There was so many people. I was trying to step around. I had to put my uniform on and try to go run the ball a little bit.
Right, and there you see the crowd here at the Mustang Corral in Linwood. Ken Williams, they sold tickets in advance. I thought that was a good move by Athletic Director George Avinsky.
Yeah, it saved you from standing in line when you got here. And if it had rained, it would have been a better move because the people who bought the tickets wouldn't have gotten a refund, so they'd have made some money that they wouldn't have gotten. You know, Chuck, while we got a minute here, let me just congratulate the Mainland girls field hockey team that beat Millville today 1-0. Catherine Sikowski had the goal that won the game. Abby Joseph has a shutout. If they win on Tuesday against Atlantic City, then they will wind up as American Conference field hockey champs, and this could be the first in a long time. I think they'll be dethroning Ocean City and Millville. Big accomplishment for the Mainland field hockey girls.
All right, thanks for that report. Wilbur, what did you see in the first quarter? What kind of momentum, what kind of gauge do you have on this football game?
Well, you know what? It's hard to gauge what the Mainland can do because they score so quickly on 2 plays. But on the other side of the ball with Holy Spirit, what they're doing, they're trying to mix it up a little bit. Play action, run, bootleg, drop back. They're trying to do it all. Shotgun too, Chuck.
All right, Mainland has it. Boyd keeps it on the option, and he's been effective with that all year. Jeff Boyd, son of former Ocean City basketball coach Jack Boyd. What a year he's had for the Mustangs. And Ken Williams, a lot of his success, he has quick feet.
Very good feet, Chuck. I guess he gets that from basketball, but he runs the option well. I saw Jeff come in this program as a freshman, had never played before. They did not use him as a quarterback. He came in as a sophomore and was a backup quarterback and has just come into his own here, and he's just a real nice kid and a hard worker.
All right, Boyd has 12 touchdown passes on the year for Mainland. 3rd and less than a yard. Motion. They give it off outside to the big fire plug fullback, Tony Tedeschi, and he has the first down, Ken Williams.
Tough runner, Chuck. He's the guy that they go to in crucial situations, and when the chips are down, Tony's the guy that's going to pull them out of the hole.
They have a lot of weapons on this offensive football team for Mainland. They also have a good back in John Stone, and he hasn't even carried the ball yet tonight, Ken Williams.
No, they have a lot of diversity, Chuck, and I think that's been their success all year.
1st and 10 for Mainland. Football at the 20. Stone goes in motion. Boyd back to throw. He's got Clemick in the flat. Clemick catches it, makes 2 Holy Spirit defenders miss, and gets about 7 yards. Dave Clemick, the fine wide receiver, he's caught 8 touchdown passes on the year, and he now has the lead of all wide receivers in South Jersey. Wilbur, what do they run?
It's a quick throw, Chuck. That's a quick action pass. Get the receiver in the ball's hand and let him become a running back. And you know what I liked about that, Chuck? The guy caught the ball in his hands. You know, hands and eye coordination is very important. If you can teach it at this stage here, he's going to go on to be a great receiver.
So he's probably the finest athlete on this team.
2nd and less than a yard for the Mustangs. Football just at the 29. The Sal in motion. They give it off inside to Tedeschi. He's going to be close to the first down. I'm going to use the Hawkeyes at Ken Williams. Ken, does he have it?
Yes, he's got it, Chuck. He's got it by at least the length of the football.
And Ken Williams right on the mark. First down, Mainland. They lead 14-6. They're trying to end Ken Williams' 29 years of frustrations. Hey, Wilbur, what were you doing in 1966? You were still in grade school.
1966, you were right, Chuck. I was still playing around. I was just beginning to think about playing football, but not at this point, Chuck.
1st and 10 for Mainland. Boyd rolls out right. He's got time. He's going to keep it, still on his feet, and gets about a yard before he's stopped by Dean Bennett, 5'10", 190-pound junior linebacker for the Holy Spirit Spartans.
Chuck, 1966, I was worried if I was ever going to get out of college.
It's just an amazing streak. Unbelievable that it's been 29 years, and we mentioned some of the fine players that have been part of this series. And look at the crowd out here, people. We're glad we can bring it to you on Simon's Cable Channel 2. 2nd and 9 for Mainland. They lead 14-6. 9:20 remaining in the second period. Boyd back to throw. Quick hitter to Clemick. Clemick's going to be taken down by Ryan Ojeda. Good tackle that time by number 31, Ryan Ojeda, as the quick pass to Clemick. Wilbert, that's been there 3 times.
That's a great pass right there, because all you're trying to do is pick up good 5 yards, and once the receivers go 5 yards, turn around and try to gain yard. And that was a good play, Chuck.
Ken Williams?
I think that Jeffrey Boyd might have audibled that at the line of scrimmage, Chuck, because Holy Spirit had a 9-man front. They dropped that defensive back a little bit off of Clemick and gave him a little room, and that's where he threw the football.
All right, pitch to DeSalle, and we have a flag. This will probably be called back for motion. So the key penalty there is it was 3rd and 3, and a motion penalty going to be called against the Mainland Mustangs, and they'll have to back up 5 yards.
The amazing thing about Mainland running this wing T, Chuck, is for some reason they don't utilize the tight end a lot, and that's very unusual in the wing T. They have an outstanding young sophomore, Todd Michael, playing that tight end, and he has not gotten a lot of passes this year, but they have not had to use him either.
All right, Mainland offensive line, Bill Brown, Greg Stoll, T.J. Wolf, Matt Levinson, Buddy Broom, and Todd Michael. Boyd keeps it on at bootleg, tries to get away from one man, gets away from him, going to be thrown out of bounds short of the first down. Jeff Boyd on the keeper that time, did not get the first. It'll be a punting situation for the Mainland Mustangs, Ken.
And Boyd is the punter, Chuck, and he's an excellent punter.
And when you have Boyd as the punter, you also have the threat of the fake punt. Not that they would run it here.
Not here,
but it's something you have to be aware of.
Yes.
It's your Holy Spirit, Wilbert.
Oh, definitely. You can't, like I said, the kicking game, special teams is a third of the offense or defense. You can't forget and lull yourself to sleep.
Boyd back to kick. He gets it away. Going to bounce in front of Smith and going to go out of bounds here. So, with 8:20 left in the second period here from the Mustang Corral in Linwood, the score, Mainland 14, Holy Spirit 6. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
In 1992, 2 great...
All right, we're back with Cape Atlantic League football on Simon's Cable Channel 2. We missed a play there. Straight dive to Paul Smith. It'll be 2nd and 8. The football at the 43-yard line. Eddie Burns back in the shotgun for the Spartans. Don McNellis back in the game, Wilbert Montgomery indicates. Burns back to throw. Incomplete. Intended over the middle for his tight end, and a flag down on the play, Wilbert Montgomery. May have some pass interference.
Got some pass interference and got someone tearing up the top of the press box here, Chuck.
Ken Williams didn't like that call.
He called holding on that, Chuck.
Down over there.
He called a hold on that, but from where that flag came, man, I don't know.
All right. Be an automatic first down for Holy Spirit. Football at the 46. The Spartans trail 14-6. 7:46 remaining here in the second period. This has been just a quality football game already. Hang around, people. this will inevitably go down to the wire. Eddie Burns Jr. back to throw. Looking, has time. Going to step up now and try to run. Gets a block. Goes outside and gets about 4 yards on the carry as Burns went back that time. Wilbert couldn't find anybody downfield.
Well, definitely, Chuck. He back in a little bit slowly, getting back, sitting up in the pocket. Here's the quarterback. He's kind of taking his time sitting back. Now that he's set, he starts scrambling. You know, he got to get back quickly, Chuck, to set his feet, stand tall so he can get rid of the ball.
Second and we'll call it 7 for Mainland. A ball at the 43-yard line. Eddie Burns going to roll out. He's got time. Looks downfield, now being chased. Gets about a yard that time as Burns was looking downfield. Couldn't find a man open. He's looking for Fishbein. Good coverage by that Mainland secondary that time.
Excellent coverage in that secondary. He had no one to throw the ball to, so he tucked it up and picked up a couple. Big third down play here, Chuck.
3rd down and 6. Wilbert send a play into Eddie Burns. What will it be this time?
Well, at this point here, Chuck, you know, it's kind of hard to guess what's going to happen here, but I thought that they're going to play a little bit more ball control. He was looking for the home run ball right there, and it could have cost him dearly.
3rd down and about 6. The football at the 44, Holy Spirit. They trail 14-6, 6:23 left in the second period. Burns under pressure, gets it away, complete. 1st down. Hits Jimmy Barrett, his tight end. Mainland came with the blitz that time, Wilbert. Eddie Burns read it, went to the release valve, the tight end.
Well, Chuck, I think Eddie Burns does a great job of reading the blitz really well. You know, in the past, that's what I always talked about, them playing that hash game, getting the ball to the tight end quick when there's a blitz. He recognized that. He's able to unload the ball in the hands of the tight end.
And Ken, we mentioned the key could be, can Mainland get pressure without blitzing? They blitzed that time, they got burned.
They blitzed quite a bit, Chuck.
1st and 10, they give it to McNellis. He gives it to Ulrich on a reverse. McNellis to Ulrich on an inside reverse and got about 4 yards. That's that play, Ken Williams, you run off the wing tee.
Yeah, it's a wing back reverse, and they try to get them set the angles up front blocking. Okay, it's all angle blocking, and he tries to cut up in behind him, but wasn't much there that time.
Only got about a yard, so Mainland's defense shut that down. They stayed at home that time. They did not go for the initial fake. Eddie Burns back in the shotgun. 2nd and 9 for Holy Spirit. 5:27 left in the second. The Spartans trail 14-6. Eddie Burns Jr. back to throw. He's looking, trying to find somebody. Completes it out inside the 30.
That's little Joe Smith that caught that.
Joe Smith, and it's going to be a short gain. It will be short of the 1st down, Ken. Let's watch it again.
He's about 5'4", 140 pounds, so he's a little one, Chuck.
3rd and 5 for the Holy Spirit Spartans. This is probably 4-down territory here, Wilbert. We'll see if they run that bootleg again. Although they haven't set it up much because they haven't been running Paul Smith. Big 3rd down play for the Mustang defense. Now we have a flag.
We're in 4-down territory, Chuck.
Flag on a play, Ken.
This is an offside, Holy Spirit.
We'll await the referee's signal. Exactly right. Ken Williams right back on track here. And that really hurts because that turns a 3rd and 4.5 into a 3rd and 9.5.
Somebody lined up in the neutral zone, and Coach Burns is irate.
Eddie Burns is out in the field, and he's going to take a timeout here with 4:41 left. There you see Eddie Burns. What is that scarf he has on tonight, Ken?
He's worn that for a while, Chuck. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, it works against Mainland.
It's blue and gold, that's for sure. There's no green and white in that scarf. Mainland leads it 14-6. The Mustangs struck on a 7-yard run by Tony DeSalle after a block punt and a 60-yard pass from Jeffrey Boyd to Dave Clemick. 2 big plays for the Mustangs. Holy Spirit scored on a strike from Eddie Burns Jr. to Paul Smith. And there you see us up in the booth here. Wave to everybody. Hello. Wave to the people, Wilbert. Right here. And Bob Pipperato joining us in the booth here from Simon's Cable Channel 2. And we're just so happy. I want to thank everybody at Simon's. You know, a lot of technicians came out here today, and we pulled up Ken Williams. It looked like Monday Night Football. We had so many Simon's trucks here.
I thought it was a cable convention.
Yeah, I thought that left town 2 weeks ago. There you see the fine crowd here in Linwood. What a crowd here tonight. 3rd and 10 for Holy Spirit. Wilbert, the football just inside the 35. They're going to the shotgun again.
I think you more or less are trying to play the hash game right here, Chuck. You're trying to get the ball in your tight end hand, and basically got the tight ends out split this time. Nick Walker.
All right, Burns back to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to roll out. He has McNellis complete. First down. Eddie Burns, what a job he did that time, Wilbert, of getting away from pressure, and he found Donnie McNellis.
Yeah, I think it was more like a bootleg pass, Chuck. He bobbled the ball. You watch the tight end on the side. He throws his hands up right away. I think he was the guy who was going to get the ball, but he rolled out and he was able to hit McNelly going down the sideline to pick up the first down.
First down for Holy Spirit. Go ahead, Wilbert.
But, you know, the play before that where they got the offsides play, Burns came out on the field and he made the switch with the tight end because until the play was probably going to the tight end, the other tight end was a little bit anxious.
All right, 1st and 10, Ken.
Yeah, I think he was upset. He lined up both sides and got him out of there.
All right, the football just inside the 20 at the 19. Holy Spirit trails by 8. They're knocking on the door. They give it to Ulrich on an inside trap, and Ulrich's got some room. Down inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. Kevin Ulrich, another famous name from the Atlantic City area, on an inside. Wilbert, tell us
Chuck, that's nothing but you get lost behind your big offensive lineman, and basically nobody sees you, and you're able to get positive yards once you're able to get around all the smoke.
All right, the ball's at the 13. It'll be 2nd and about 4 for the Holy Spirit Spartans. 4:05 left in the first half here. Coming to you live on Simon's Cable Channel 2. One of the most ballyhooed high school football games I can ever remember. They give it off inside to Donnie McNellis. Dancing, Donnie McNellis. Touchdown, Holy Spirit. A 13-yard run by Dancing Donnie McNellis. Wilbert, you love this kid. Let's watch.
Chuck, you know, the thing is, it's basically a simple handoff upside. He read it, he breaks to the right, and then they basically smells the end zone. He just basically keep fighting until he gets the ball in. Chuck, this kid here brings quickness, explosion, excitement to that offense. He gives them the speed that they need in that backfield.
Kenny Williams, what kind of play was that, and where was the Mustang defense? It caught out of position that time?
So that was a counter, and they flew to the one side right away. He has come back with quite a few counters on this. He ran the wingback counter. He ran that counter, which is where they send the motion one way and try to come back. It's easier up front because it gives those people up front angle blocking. And they ran that to perfection that time and look for the same play that they used down here on the extra point to come back to again this time.
All right, that cuts the lead to 14-12. And again, Holy Spirit does not have a kicker, so the 2-point conversion going to be important. Wilbert, the last time they ran a play to Fishbein, he was wide open. They just threw it right behind him.
They threw it right behind him. I still think Kevin Ory was the primary receiver on that. He basically was up to get upfield and get out in the flat, and Burns was going to lay the ball off to him. I'm going to see if they're going to come back to that play because he slipped on the other end of the field. This time, they're going to try it on the opposite end, Chuck.
All right, 3:49 left. Mainland leads at 14-12.
Last time, Chuck, they put that ball on the hash. They're not putting it on the hash, so they may be coming up with something different here.
All right, Eddie Burns going to dive into his playbook here. We'll see what he runs. 14-12, 3:49 left in the second. Big 2-point conversion here.
This play going to the tight end. He's standing up.
Play action. Wilbur Montgomery called it. They were throwing to the tight end, but it was deflected. Deflected that time. Good defense. 5. The Mustangs. And let's watch it again, Wilbur. It was a bootleg to the tight end.
It's a bootleg to the tight end. Simple play, Chuck. You stand the tight end front because, too, if he had to come up out of the 3-point stand, you never would have got the ball to him.
I think that was Tony DeSalle that got his hand on that football.
Good defensive play on the other side of the ball. They was able to deflect the play. They was able to read the play and get the hands up in the air. If you can't get the pressure on the quarterback, do your next best thing. Get your hands up. Maybe your hand hit the ball and tip it away.
All right, 3:49 left. There you see some of the crowd, and Wilbur Montgomery and Ken Williams. We have got a heck of a high school football game here on Simon's Cable Channel 2. Everything it was built up to be and more.
It surprises me, Chuck. I didn't think there would be this much scoring, but there is, and this looks like now it's just going to go right down to the wire. Statistically, I'm sure time of possession, first downs, total yardage are very, very heavily in favor of Holy Spirit with 3 minutes and 49 seconds.
Well, Mainland struck on a big play, the 70-yard pass from Boyd to Clement.
They had 2 touchdowns on 2 plays.
On 2 plays.
Those are the kind of plays that you love to get off to a good start and get the team fired up and move in from there. But on the other hand, if they don't get those convergence at 2 points, they're going to have to score another extra touchdown.
Because evidently they do not have a field goal kicker.
As Ken Williams pointed out at the top of the show, the kicking game very important. Mainland has a kicker, Holy Spirit does not, and that could really come into play here tonight.
This is Bernie Marzak kicking off, Chuck, and they must be having auditions each week.
Yeah, Marzak gets it away. Short kick. Fielded down by Chris Laird, and he's tackled immediately where Mainland will set up shop. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Clock now a factor. 3:45 left in the second period here at the Mustang Corral.
And Chuck, tell these people don't go away at halftime because we have a fantastic halftime show with the Mainland Band. We have homecoming, a lot of beautiful girls, which I know you're looking forward to.
You're going to handle the band commentary tonight, right?
I thought Wilbur was going to do that.
No. I'm leaving it up to you guys.
All right, there you see the clock in the screen right here on Simons, and they give it off to Tedeschi, and he gets about 6 yards on the carry. We'll keep that clock in the screen. That's one of our new features here on Simons Cable Channel 2. You'll see the time at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. 5-yard gain for Tony Tedeschi that time. 2nd and 5 for Mainland. They lead 14-12. And let's remember, Ken Williams, they have a field goal kicker in Jason Feinberg. They may be looking for a field goal here.
They'll get anything they can to try to go in with a little momentum at halftime, Chuck.
Motion with the Sal. They give it again to Tedeschi, and a little fire plug. Fumbles the football. Holy Spirit has it. Holy Spirit has the fumble. There it is. There's those goblins and ghosts that have haunted Mainland in this series since 1966. Tedeschi fumbles. Holy Spirit has it. 1st and 10, Ken.
That's been typical.
Let's watch
of the
it,
series,
Wilbur.
Chuck.
Tell us what happened.
That's basically, Chuck, yes, on. It's nothing but nothing fans. Giving the ball off to him. Got a tremendous lick because the running back was running upright. He got a good lick. The ball came underneath. Nothing
89,
fancy about
Andrew Hunt caused the fumble. 6'3", 190-pound junior for Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit sets up shot. They're in the shotgun. 1st and 10. The football at the 37-yard line. Ed Burns Jr.'s back. Mainland comes with a blitz. He's going downfield for McNellis. Incomplete. Incomplete as they came after Burns with a blitz.
Both
Number
corners,
42, Kenyatta Brown in there, and he had McNellis, just couldn't complete the pass. Wilbert, then Ken.
Well, Chuck, the only thing was they had an all-out blitz coming from the outside, and the quarterback couldn't set up strong enough to throw the ball. It made him rush the throw, and that's what you do in a situation like that. You just turn the ball back on. Your defense coming on the field. We got to create a habit, and they did so.
Ken, are you surprised they're blitzing as much as they have?
No, because that's what people had to do last year to combat this offense. We saw that against Egg Harbor Township, Absegami. They stopped the offense with blitzing from the corner. Holy Spirit's going to have to adjust.
Here they come again. Heemskirk on the blitz, and they set up the screen to Ulrich. He's got 3 men in front of him, but a tremendous play by number 42 on Mainland. Kenyatta Brown broke through that great wall of Spartans and made the tackle. Wilbert, they had the screen set up.
The screen was set up, Chuck. You know, you got 2 kinds of screens, and that's the type of screen where right there, you catch this ball here, you catch the screen here, you run it back towards the inside of the field because you got all the help outside. All he wanted to do is just get back up to the inside in the middle of the field because they had an all-out blitz on.
Kenny Williams, big-time play by Kenyatta Brown.
Yeah, and there's the guessing game, Chuck. The time before they sent both corners. Holy Spirit anticipated that, called the screen. Only that time Mainland sent the other corner and kept that corner at home.
All right, 3rd down and 9 for Holy Spirit. They're trying to make something happen after the turnover. Eddie Burns, the fishbine, incomplete. He had it in his hand. Incomplete as Eddie Burns Jr. got away a terrific pass that time, and I know Mr. Fishbine would like to have that one back as Burns, watch it, Wilbert, under pressure, throws a fine pass here.
A great pass, Chuck, and I think that the receiver went up in the air when he didn't have to jump. He just basically caught that ball in his hands and basically ran from there. But you hate to see those kind of passes dropped on the ground. Not saying it wasn't lack of concentration. You just hate to see those balls happen.
All right, now Ken Williams, big play here. 4th and 9. You have 1:41 left. Holy Spirit fails to convert. Mainland's going to have good field position with time.
Well, Chuck, I'm sure they figure that they can probably get it. If they don't get the first down, they'll get it close, giving the ball back with 1:20, and they'll have to play defense.
All right, 4th down for Holy Spirit. Burns in the shotgun. He's looking. He's got time. Going for Fishbine. Incomplete. Incomplete. Heemskirk on the coverage. Fishbine looking for a flag, but that was a good defensive play, Wilbert.
Well, you know, when every time you don't get any call, no call, it is a good defensive play. And in that case, that's a great defensive play.
Kenny, you take it. Ken Williams.
Okay, he just back. looks to me like the ball was a little thrown behind him, and Casey Heemskirk was there. A good no call, good high school football play both ways.
All right, 1:36 left. So Mainland eludes one of those ghosts that have plagued them since 1966. Spirit had the football, 1st and 10 at the 37, couldn't convert the fumble. Now it's Mainland's turn, 1:36 left. There you see the clock. Jeff Boyd under center. He's going to give it. He's going to keep it on a bootleg. He's got it. Has a man downfield, complete. First down, Mainland. Number 82 on the catch, Todd Michael, coming across the middle, Ken.
That's exactly what I talked about earlier. They had not used the tight end. That's what you call the waggle. They delay the tight end from the opposite side. Jeff Boyd got to the corner, hit Todd Michael for a big gain.
All right, Mustangs back in action. Boyd's going downfield for DeSalle. The ball is up. Let's wait for the signal. He caught it. Tony DeSalle went high in the air, came down with the football. First down, Mainland. 1:20 left. Wilbert, he looked like a high jumper going up.
Well, Chuck, basically, when the ball is up in the air, it's anybody's ball, and they say, who wants the ball the most? There you saw Boyd, it basically throws a nice pass out, and Jones come up and make a great catch.
DeSalle. Tony DeSalle.
Tony DeSalle makes a great catch, huh?
He looked a little bit like Ocean City's Scott Lipford going up for that pass, the way Lipford goes up for passes. 1st and 10 for Mainland.
Calling timeout.
We have 1:20 left, and the Mustangs going to take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Ken Williams with the toe of Jason Feinberg now. Mainland already in field goal territory.
Yes, Chuck, but that wind is pretty stiff, and it's in their face, and it's blowing in their face and across the field.
Let's watch this great pass again. Wilbert, you take it.
Basically, that's the first pass before, Chuck.
To Michael.
To Michael, and basically set up the next play.
And that's a play the Holy Spirit has run for years and years for a big yardage, and I think that's one of the few times the Mustangs have run it this year, and they went for 25 yards and a big first down.
So, Ken, are you saying Bobby Coffey, who played football at Holy Spirit, stole a play from the Spartan playbook to use against his alma mater?
No, that's a basic play in the wing tee, Chuck. When you run the wing tee, you're stealing that from David Nelson from University of Delaware. But that's a basic play where he fakes the ball, bootlegs to the corner, and Jeff Boyd has good enough speed to get to the corner. He has good feet, and once he was at the corner, the tight end comes from the opposite side, drags across that field, and I'll tell you what, at the high school level, it's probably one of the most difficult plays to cover, and it's a big, big yardage gainer, in this case for 25 yards.
All right, there you see Bobby Coffey coming off the field. He's trying to become the first Mainland coach since Andy Prohaska, to beat Holy Spirit. 1st and 10 for Mainland, a ball at the 23, 1:20 left. Boyd rolls. He's going to look to the side.
That's a ladder.
Ball. It's a live ball. It was thrown behind him. Football's loose, and Kenny, Holy Spirit has it. It was a live ball, Wilbert. You take it. He threw it behind him.
Chuck, it's basically it's a play that basically where you're crossing the formation. You want to loft the ball, but the back itself, crossing back, didn't get upfield enough, so he threw the ball over his head.
Ken Williams, you take it here.
Okay,
Tell us what happened.
That would be considered a fumble, Chuck. He just tries to swing that out there, throws it backwards, which means it's now like a fumble, and Holy Spirit falls on it before it goes out of bounds.
And I'll tell you who fell on it, and he's got a great first half. Number 89, Andrew Hunt, 6'3", 190-pound junior for Holy Spirit. They have the football, 58 seconds. Let's see what Eddie Burns opts to do here now as the Spartans get another turnover. They're going to pitch it out to Paul Smith. Ulrich behind him. Smith trying to get outside. Gets all that on his own. Looked like he was going to be thrown for a loss. Clock's going to run here. Smith picks up about 4 yards. Ken, that play is designed, I think, that play that Holy Spirit got the turnover, you have to throw that a little later. I think he threw it a little too soon.
Well, he's got to get the ball to him. There was an errant throw in that case. Ideally, it's better if you throw it forward. So that way, if he does drop it, it's an incompleted pass. In this case, it came back to really hurt.
Wilbert, you saw it right away. You knew it was a loose ball, didn't you?
Well, Chuck, basically is that when you run that ball, you run play it many times, and you behind the quarterback, and he's throwing you the ball. As an individual, you got to get on that ball.
All right, Burns is going to take a shot now. He goes back to throw. Incomplete, going for Fishbein. Close to midfield. Fishbein went up for it high, could not get it. 5 seconds remaining in the first half. 3rd down, Holy Spirit. And I think Ken here and Wilbert, Eddie Burns may be content to run the clock out, but you never know in this series.
Or throw it deep, Chuck. He's got one play left. Throw it deep, see what happens.
And the play is going to come in from number 4, Joe Smith. It's been a great first half here in Linwood. Mainland leads it only because they have 2 extra points. The game's really even as far as touchdowns. The difference has been the PATs. Holy Spirit missed 2 two-point conversions, and Jason Feinberg kicked 2 for Mainland. Third down for the Holy Spirit Spartans. Eddie Burns Jr. back to throw. He's looking to the flat for Smith, incomplete. Smith didn't turn around for the football, and that's going to be the end of the first half here at the Mustang Corral in Linwood. And the score, the Mainland Mustangs 14, the Holy Spirit Spartans 12. We're going to try to go down to Lucy Jones, who's going to get Bob Coffey on the sideline here. Let's go down now to Lucy Jones with Mainland coach Bob Coffey.
Down here with Coach Bob Coffey of the Mainland Mustangs. Coach, how key was that block punt coming so early in the game?
Well, we're only 2 points up, so it was the key. We're doing. They have a great offense, and we have to stop them. So, but that was everything, that block punt.
Coach Coffey, I don't think I've ever seen this much intensity in a high school football game. Is there anything special you'll tell your kids at halftime to try and calm them down a little bit?
Just relax and play football. That's all.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you, Chuck.
All right, Lucy Jones, thanks for that sideline report with Mainland coach Bob Coffey. Lucy will get Eddie Burns when he comes out for the second half. We're going to take it back up here. Chuck Betson, Wilbert Montgomery, and Ken Williams. Mainland leads it 14-12. We're going to work on our statistics here. We'll have some stats for you. Wilbert, your impressions of the first half?
Well, Chuck, it's basically both teams, I think, had played good, solid football. You know, I can't say they hadn't played mistake-free football, because we have seen 2 turnovers for Mainland and 1 on a block punt for Holy Spirit. Other than that, Chuck, it's been a solid football game. Run and catch, block, play good, hard-nosed football.
All right, and you're watching live Cape Atlantic League football, historic broadcast on Simon's Cable Channel 2. Chuck Betson, Ken Williams, Wilbert Montgomery. When we come back, we're going to watch the Mainland Marching Band and the homecoming activities here from Linwood. Once again, the score at halftime, Mainland 14, Holy Spirit 12. We'll be back with more live coverage right after this.
The undisputed heavyweight champion of the Buffalo Ring is Charlie's Bar and Restaurant, located at 800 Shore Road in Summers Point. But it just isn't a wings thing at Charlie's, as the entire menu is a knockout. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, enjoy the 2.5-pound prime rib special. And the Charlie's menu specializes in German and American cuisine, which is cooked to order. Charlie's specialties are excellent also. On Tuesday night, enjoy 25-cent steamers. On Thursday night, it's all-you-can-eat ribs for $10.95. And there's daily drink specials at Charlie's with $1.50 margaritas from 3 to 6 on Friday afternoons. There's also a great children's menu at Charlie's with prices ranging from $2.25 to $7.85 and a daily free luncheon special for children under 8. Charlie's is also a great place to play pool, shuffleboard, and darts. Charlie's is open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. and on Sundays from noon to 3 a.m. For takeout service at Charlie's, dial 927-FOOD.
Democrat Bruce Pesco, what is your vote on raising taxes?
Yes.
What is your vote on increasing the Egg Harbor Township budget over $1 million this year?
Yes.
Bruce, what is your vote on giving Egg Harbor Township jobs to non-residents?
Yes.
It's time for a change. Republican Frank Finnerty won't run for the tough issues, such as the property maintenance and jobs for local residents. Frank Finnerty wants tax relief for our seniors and our families. He will work with the Board of Education for the best interests of Egg Harbor Township.
Giuliano family would like to invite you to enjoy an unforgettable dining experience. Located at Ocean Heights Avenue and Zion Road in Bargaintown, Giuliano's is open for lunch 11:30 to 3 daily and dinner from 4 till 11. Try a tempting appetizer while your entree is cooked to order. Relax in Giuliano's lounge with a snack and a cold drink. Or visit Giuliano's packaged goods store with a wide variety of spirits and cold beer. For a family restaurant with family prices, come to Giuliano's, Ocean Heights Avenue and Zion Road, Bargaintown, 927-6363.
The law offices of Broom and Bellucci have been serving the Atlantic City metropolitan area since 1966. Located at 1701 New Road in Northfield, Henry Broom and Bruno Bellucci specialize in personal injury cases. The firm also has an expertise in divorce and workmen's compensation. A law firm with a sporting touch, Broom and Bellucci would also like to wish all the athletes in the Cape Atlantic League a successful winter basketball season. Like a point guard dribbling through a full-court press, Broom and Bellucci can help you find a way through the legal labyrinth. Henry Broom is a graduate of the University of North Carolina, so he knows all about the winning mystique. That's Broom and Bellucci, located at 1701 New Road in Northfield. The firm is open daily from 8:30 to 5:30. Dial 645-3100 for all your legal needs.
Hi, my name is Melanie White. I'm from the Mainland Mustang cheerleading squad. When I want high school football results, I tune to Salmons Communications Channel 2, the Betson Connection, 5 p.m. every Saturday night.
Chuck, let's go to the halftime festivities and enjoy the Mainland Marching Band.
Close to the You know, in the paper, Vern's talking about the extra pressure on these kids about this win and stuff. Okay. Yeah, because I read that in the paper. He doesn't think it's fair to him. I'd ask you about the kicking team, the lack of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the 1995 Mainland Homecoming. At this time, I will introduce the court. Our freshman representatives are Ann Ramley. She is an enthusiast, spirited freshman. She will be escorted by Mr. Frank Vittori from Linwood, who participates in football, basketball, and baseball. He hopes to have done the U.S. Naval Academy. Sophomore representative, Mrs. Kimberly Rice, is the president of her class, actively involved in student council and a member of SAG, and a second service on the tennis team. She also supports the fellowship pushing athletes. She is escorted by Jason Schuler, who enjoys skating, snowboard, and dirt bikes. Junior representatives are Melissa Siegel. She is in the top 10 of her class and participates in student council, SAG, club, as well as treasurer of the Alpha Club, choir, and girls soccer. Her escort is Eric Chan, president of student council, representing Brad Eisler, who is a member of the football team. Senior representative Alex Light is an active member of the Student Council and National Honor Society. She is vice president of the Drama Club and president of SAG. Her escort, Phil Anderson, is captain of the swim team and secretary of the National Honor Society. Erica Linares is one of the co-captains of the football team. She's also a member of the club. And she wants to thank her family and friends and teachers for everything. Her escort is Scott Gutman, president of the senior class, representing Tony DeSalle, who's a 4-year letterman in football and track. Mr. DeSalle is happy to say that he plays for the best football team in New Jersey. Nicole Scull has participated in SAD, club, and softball. Her family and friends are the most important thing to her. Her escort is Rob Farida, who enjoys baseball and hockey. Katie O'Brien has played softball and basketball for 2 years. She supports SAD and school activities. Our escort is Anthony Petrino, vice president of the senior class, and he is representing Dave Klemick, a member of the football team. Melanie White is the captain of the Mustangs football cheerleading squad and has been in leading roles in Mainland's drama productions. She is also involved with the peer education program. Outside of school, she is an active member of her church youth group and is involved with volunteer work. Her escort is Bob Bonador, who plans to go to college and major in criminal justice. Last year's queen, Jamie Eisler, is a freshman at Sinus University, and her escort is Dr. Coyle, superintendent of Mainland Regional High School. And now, the 1995 Homecoming Queen and King. The 95 Homecoming Queen is Melanie White. The Homecoming King will have to accept his award at a later date because it is Mr. Tony DeSalle. Congratulations, Melanie. Congratulations, Tony, and to all of the contestants in the homecoming court.
And again, our congratulations to everyone else who participated: Alex Slate, Erica Linares, Katie O'Brien, Nicole Skell, Melissa Steedle, Kim Weiss, and the freshman representative Ann Gramlich. These are all fine young students. Excellent students in the classroom, and are a tribute to Mainland Regional High School and their families. Chuck, I'll let you get back to you here.
All right, they got us back open up on the mic. We'll bring back Wilbur Montgomery.
lot of other things around here.
Okay. All right, we're nearing the end of the halftime festivities here at the Mustang Corral in Linwood with the score: the Mainland Mustangs 14, the Holy Spirit Spartans 12. We're going to go to a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
We've got breaking sports news on the Betson Connection from the Summers Point Circle. Diorio's Circle Cafe is called an audible at the line of scrimmage. What was once a dance club has been transformed into a restaurant. Chef Hector is now calling the plays in the kitchen, and his wings and things are scoring points with the pregame and postgame football crowd. Diorio's now has a full menu and serves lunch and dinner from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. There's burgers and shrimp and clams and all that Jersey Shore stuff straight from Hector's playbook. And on Monday night, Diorio's offers 25-cent clams, 25-cent wings, and 75-cent shrimp and wings. Diorio's is a great place to watch any kind of football on the 6-color televisions throughout the restaurant. One word of warning, the regulars here know the game. There's also dancing, pool, and a DJ with a music mix aimed more at the mature crowd. Diorio's is now a restaurant for all football seasons. That's pro, college, or high school. For takeout service, dial 926-5300. Check out Diorio's Circle Cafe and Hector's Kitchen. You'll be amazed at the changes inside. J.N. Manis and B&J Recycling would like to wish all the athletes in the Cape Atlantic League a successful 1995 football season. B&J Recycling, located at 141 South Old Port Road in Oceanville, accepts stumps, concrete, wood, asphalt, metal crushed concrete, wrap, structural steel, and sells mulch, screen topsoil, and landscaping stone. B&J Recycling is an environmentally aware business taking Galloway Township into the 90s. And its brother, J.N. Manis, specializes in excavating and demolition. Located at 155 South New York Road in Oceanville, J.N. Manis serves commercial, industrial, and residential properties. J.N. Manis has been serving the Atlantic and Cape May County area since 1970. J.N. Manis also offers heavy equipment rentals, trucks, and cranes. For demolition and excavation, dial J.N. Manis at 652-1544. For recycling, dial B&J Recycling at 652-2434.
Atlantic City, the boardwalk, Miss America, the beaches, and men's college basketball returning to the Atlantic City Convention Center on December 9th, 1995. Come see the Nittany Lions of Penn State University battle their cross-state rivals, the University of Pennsylvania, as the Quakers challenge for their 4th straight undefeated Ivy League season and 4th straight NCAA tournament bid. In the opening game of the doubleheader, the LaSalle Explorers of Philadelphia will take on the Golden Eagles of Marquette University. After last season's NIT run, Marquette continues to recapture the glory of its national championship years. So call Ticketmaster at 1-800-736-1420 to reserve your seats to this championship doubleheader.
In 1992, two great heavyweight champions turned in award-winning performances. When it was over, Riddick Bowe was the new champion. A year later, there was a sequel. It was another classic. This time, Evander Holyfield got his revenge. Bowe and Holyfield will fight again. Only one can be the best heavyweight in the world. Live from Caesar's Palace on pay-per-view, Saturday, November 4th.
Hi, I'm Bruce Pesco, the Deputy Mayor of Egg Harbor Township. During my 3 years in office, I've worked hard to make our government more open and accessible. It was my idea to televise our public meetings and to take our meetings out of Town Hall and into our neighborhoods. I've always been accessible and responsive without regard for political affiliation. I hope you'll give me the opportunity to continue to make our government more like what it should be, open and honest. Thank you.
We're back with coverage of Mainland Holy Spirit.
Let's go with Coach Ed Burns of the Holy Spirit Spartans. Coach Burns, I know you tried to downplay the hype all week for this game. Was there anything specific that you told your kids to try to keep some of the pressure off of them?
Just come out and play football. We have nothing to lose, everything to gain.
Coach, can you? We assume that Don McNellis will be playing in the second half. I did see him come in that last series.
Don McNellis will be fine in the second half. He'll be playing the whole second half.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you, Chuck.
All right, Lucy Jones, thanks for that report from Eddie Burns. We're back in the booth. Chuck Benson, Wilbert Montgomery, Ken Williams, and Wilbert, a very special guest, the man who runs Channel 2 and Salmon's, making this possible. Bob Pipperato. Bob, historic evening tonight.
Sure is, Chuck. We're happy to be a part of this, and I just can't believe it. I mean, it's unbelievable, this game, and the people that came out for it, etc. It's just beyond our expectations.
All right, and Bob, we've really led the way with local origination programming at Salmons. It's going to be an ownership change. We're still going to provide the good community programming.
Absolutely.
All right, and how about the guys, the technicians that came out from Salmons and helped us get this set up tonight?
Hey, they're all wonderful people. They provide a heck of a service, and they're certainly dedicated to their job, as you are, and as Wilbert is, and as Ben is, and all I can say is thanks a lot, everybody.
All right, and Bob, you got a prediction on what's going to happen in the second half? Is this the year the streak ends?
No, sir.
There it is. Bob Pipperato says the streak will continue. Bob, thanks a lot for joining us. Bob Pipperato from Salmons Cable Channel 2 up in the booth, and the man who makes it all possible here at Salmons with all the fine community-oriented programming that we do. Hey, Wilbert Montgomery, when are we going to see you at a karaoke? I heard you can sing.
Chuck, that's one songs you will never hear. I'll leave it to the other people.
Okay. We're back here at halftime. Again, Mainland leads at 14-12. And I want to thank our statistician, Kenny Williams. Give us our statistician's name.
Benji Heemskirk, Chuck. Brother of Casey Heemskirk, linebacker. We'll see Benji up here. He's a quarterback on the freshman team. And from what I understand, doing it very well. And another year or two, when Jeff Boyd graduates, we'll probably see Benji right out here.
All right, let's go for Mainland stats first. First downs, the Mustangs had 7 first downs in the first half. And there you see it on the screen. Look at that. DeSalle, 2 carries, 12 yards. Tedeschi, 3 carries, 11. Boyd, 3 for 9. Look at the passing stats. Jeff Boyd, 5 for 5, 139. Dave Clement, the receiver for Mainland, had 2 catches for 96. DeSalle, 1 for 25. And Morrow, 1 for 18. First half stats from the Mainland Mustangs live on Channel 2. Let's look at Holy Spirit. They had 10 first downs, rushing yards, total of 76. Smith had 12 carries for 41. McNellis, 2 for 6. Ulrich, 4 for 21. Burns, 3 for 8. Passing, Eddie Burns, 7 for 17, 96 yards. McNellis had 2 catches for 6 yards. Fishbein, 2 for 38. Paul Smith, 2 for 29. Smith, 1 for 4. And Barrett, 1 for 5. Your first half stats here from the Mustang Corral in Linwood. Mainland leads at 14-12. Wilbert Montgomery, what are we going to look for in the second half?
Chuck, you're going to look for the same old mirror shot of what you saw in the first half. But hoping that there's no turnovers in the second half, then the better team come out winning the ball game. You're going to see both teams coming out playing hard-nosed football. The stats are pretty well equal in turns on yards a game. But the thing you got to look at, Chuck, here, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes this second half are the team that's going to prevail.
All right, Ken Williams, what's your gut feeling here? 1966, last victory for Mainland. Do you have a good feeling going into the second half here?
Yeah, Chuck, I do. I really think that first series is crucial. If the Mustangs can take this football and score, I think that they have a real upper hand. If the Spartans can stop them here, then this is going to be a real dogfight.
All right. Holy Spirit will kick it off here. They trail 14-12.
Chuck, penalties played a very key role in the first half. Mainland was penalized 50 yards. 2 of those directly resulted in first downs. Holy Spirit was only penalized 10. But the bigger stat was Mainland lost 2 fumbles. And it has not hurt them, so they weathered the storm in the first half.
All right, we're underway here. That's Jones picking up that short kick. He's got some room, and had some room, and now he's stopped by a host of Holy Spirit tacklers. It'll be 1st and 10 for Mainland. They lead at 14-12. And Ken, looking at those first half stats, John Stone did not rush the ball once for Mainland.
No, he did not, Chuck.
Surprising there. He is an exciting player.
Well, they didn't run a lot of offensive plays. You have that sheet in front of you. They threw the ball 5 times, and I think they only had maybe 8 carries, so they only ran maybe 15 plays.
Right. 1st and 10 for Mainland. A football at the 35. There was early movement by the Stangs, and that'll cost them 5 yards. We'll run down that Mainland offensive line. Bill Brown, 70. Greg Stoll. T.J. Wolf is the center. Matt Levinson, the guard. Buddy Broom, the tackle. And Todd Michael, the tight end.
They've done a fine job all year, Chuck. There was a young group that came in here. I think the only veteran was Wolf and Broom, and those kids have really risen to the occasion.
1st and 15 for Mainland as football now at the 30-yard line. Boyd gives it off. Fumbles a football. It's loose. There it is. Let's wait for the signal. They mishandled the handoff. Holy Spirit has it. Holy Spirit has it. Ken, let's watch it. Wilbert, bad handoff here?
Basically, running back and the quarterback had a slight collision there, Chuck, and that's one of those things. That's one of those veer options. You don't know if you're going to get the ball or not. But with that mesh, right at the mesh point, that's where the problem happened is.
So it looked like someone may have been in there and stripped that football off Tedeschi. Wow, so Mainland, a horrible start for the first half. And there's that jinx again, Ken. 1966, 29 years, unbelievable. Let's see what Holy Spirit does. 1st and 10, the football at the 29. The wind's starting to kick up a little bit here now in Linwood. They give it off inside to Ulrich, and Ulrich's running free all the way inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Kevin Ulrich on the counter trap. Good yardage for Holy Spirit. First down, Wilbert.
Without a doubt, Chuck. There's nothing fancy about that. You see the guard come over and make a good trap block that Ulrich can get up into the hole and then pick up the first down. Positive yards on a turnover like that, Chuck. You need that in going and start the second half.
Ken Williams, that play has been there all night for Holy Spirit.
Counters, Chuck. The last 3 times they've run the counter, they've run it for pretty good yardage, so it looks like they're going to stay with it.
All right, Eddie Burns brings him out. 1st and 10. He's got Ulrich in the slot. He's going to give it to Donnie McNellis, and he's stopped for no gain. He's stopped for no gain as Mainland, number 50 that time, Jason Cairns, in on the tackle. Kenny, tell us about Jason Cairns.
Jason Cairns is a senior, Chuck. He's a big boy, 6'2", 225-pound senior. He's just last year he played defensive end, played some offensive line. This year he's playing strictly linebacker on the inside, and he's a real key to that Mainland defense.
All right, and he stopped McNellis for a 1-yard loss. 2nd and 11, the football at the 15. Holy Spirit trails 14-12, 10:01 left in the 3rd period. Burns is going to roll out. He's got a man open. Fishbein. He's got it. Touchdown, Holy Spirit. Eddie Burns Jr. found Joe Fishbein in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Holy Spirit. Wilbert, let's watch it.
Chuck, this basically a simple fake bootleg right, rolling out right, and Eddie Burns basically throws the ball out there where they missed that play early in the ball game. They was able to capitalize on it this time.
Pardon me, Burns had all day to throw it, and the ball came free after Fishbein hit the ground, but the ground cannot cause a fumble. Now Holy Spirit leading 18-14.
Now the ball's on the left hash. You're going to see that bootleg or roll right, Chuck.
We have an official timeout. Maybe an equipment problem here. Now they have it rectified. So Holy Spirit strikes after the fumble. They lead at 18-14. 9:52 left in the 3rd. Motion with McNellis. Burns looking for Fishbein. He's got him. It's good. It's good. Burns to Fishbein. The 2-point conversion is good. So with 9:52 left, Holy Spirit. Let's watch it, Wilbert. Tell us what we see here.
Basically, Chuck, that's a simple, Ken call it a simple roll out to the right, looks for the crossing receiver, and throws it low to the ground. That basically nobody can get a hand on the ball. Great pass, great catch, great 2-point conversion.
All right, Ken Williams, now we're going to find out about the heart of this Mainland team.
Chuck, tough play to defend because they put that man in motion, which gives them trips. And if they crisscross, which they did, and they brought Fishbein inside, somebody gets picked off, and Burns put the ball right there. And again, yes, we will. This is a key series now for the Mustangs. Gut Chuck time. They're behind for the first time tonight. They have got to maintain a drive, run some clock, and put themselves back into the lead in this game. And this is a very, very key series. This is a momentum-breaking series.
Ken Williams, you mentioned turnovers, already 4 for Mainland. 3 fumbles and the pass that was thrown behind the line of scrimmage. Turnovers have plagued Mainland throughout this series.
Yes, Chuck, and this is something that they were very fortunate with early. With Ocean City, they had 5, I think, that they capitalized on. Absegami, they had quite a few. Oak Crest, they had quite a few. And, like I said before the game, I felt turnovers were a key factor. At this point, Holy Spirit has none except for the block punt. Mainland has 3 that they've lost.
All right, the kick is away, and it's going to be fielded at the 30. Cuts it back up inside. That's Chris Laird on the return. And Mainland now has to move the football. Holy Spirit struck like lightning, used the turnover. The fumble by Tedeschi, came out and scored. Eddie Burns Jr. to to Fishbein, and now Mainland puts the ball in play. 1st and 10, the football at the 36-yard line. This potent Mainland offense has racked up points all year. They haven't been behind too many times, Ken Williams, so now it's gut check time.
They were behind in Ocean City 14-0 and came back, and this is, again, like you said, this is it right here.
Motion with Stone. Boyd's going to keep it on the pitches it to John Stone. He carries it for the first time tonight. He's up across midfield to the 47. John Stone, who showed you his speed, took it on the option from Boyd. Let's watch it, Wilbert Montgomery.
Well, this is a simple view running down the sideline. The quarterback, Jeff Bourne, makes this play, not Bourne, but Jeff Bourne makes this play work. He holds the ball till the last minute, waited till the defense end committed, get the ball out to the running back, Storm, and let him be the running back, Chuck.
1st and 10 at the 47 for Mainland. They trail 20-14, 9:29 left in the 3rd period. Long count by Jeff Boyd. Sets up quick, looks for Clement, has him in a flat, tries to get away from Ojeda, has some room, cuts it back, and Andrew Hunt's going to say, that's as far as you're going to go. 6'3", 190-pound junior, number 89, Andrew Hunt on the tackle for Holy Spirit. Let's watch it. Ken, you take it this time.
Okay, that's just simple. Pass out into the flat to Clement, catches that ball, looks for an opening. He tries to come back across the grain. Probably would have had the first down, but tried to get a few more yards and winds up about 2 yards short. Like I said before, Dave Clemming is an excellent athlete, probably the best athlete on the team.
2nd and 4 for Mainland. Motion with the Sal. Boyd has it on the bootleg. He's trying to keep it, but there's nothing there. Nothing there at all. As number 53 came up, Doug Nagel, linebacker, 6 foot, 210-pound junior, was there to stop that bootleg. Wilbert?
Well, basically a simple roll out, faking out. Number 89, basically like you said, Chuck, made a tremendous play.
Was that Andrew Hunt again?
Hunt block. He fought off his block, able to keep the angle and not let him turn upfield with the
I'll tell you right now, number 89, Andrew Hunt, is playing the game of his career, and this always seems to happen against Mainland, as a Holy Spirit defender will come up with an enormous game, and right now it's 89, Andrew Hunt, who's coming up huge for the Spartans. 3rd and 7 for Mainland. Boyd back to throw. He's going to keep it on the bootleg, and Holy Spirit's going to stop him short of the first down. Number 49, Paul Savini, in on the tackle. So was Dan Bennett. Big call here for Bob Coffey, Ken Williams. He's got a 4th and we'll call it 6. The football at the 43. Ken, is he going to go for it?
I don't know, Chuck. I think at this point I might punt the ball, but I think and that's what he's going to do, Chuck.
Okay, Jeff Boyd in the game. He's going to punt the football away, try to go for field position. Again, Boyd's a quarterback, so you have to watch the fake here if you're Holy Spirit. And a flag down. A flag down, and that could be key.
If that's offside on Holy Spirit, it's going to be a yard short of a first down.
Let's await the call. Motion against the Mainland Mustangs, so actually that'll give Boyd a little bit better shot of trying to pin Holy Spirit down inside the 20.
Mustangs got to get it together here, Chuck. They've come out here in the second half, had 2 penalties already on procedures, and they've fumbled the football, so they've got to settle down.
Kenny, it's that streak. It's the Goblins and Ghosts.
Mystique.
29 years, 1966.
I thought it was me.
Oh, they had good pressure that time on Boyd, and we're going to have roughing the kicker as Kirk Luzinski ran into Jeff Boyd, and that's going to be an automatic first down.
Sure is. That's a big
for
play,
Mainland.
Chuck.
Automatic first down, roughing the kicker. Wilbert, you saw it right from here.
Well, Chuck, you know, in a situation like that, you come out, you play good, solid defense, and you hold the team down. You tell them, play heads up, smart ball. Don't go for the block at this point here. You have the lead. Let's basically not sit on it, but not make no stupid mistake. That was a stupid mistake at that point.
All right, we're going to take a break here with 7:06 left in the third. Holy Spirit leads at 2014.
In 1992, 2 great heavyweight...
My fellow Americans, our future is bright. The World Wrestling Federation has given us great, wholesome family entertainment. Together we can reach a new plateau, and the new WWF generation will lead us there.
Join Mr. President live from our nation's capital for the greatest night in sports entertainment. Milton Bradley Karate Fighters present. Survivor Series, November 19th on pay-per-view.
So join my family and watch the WWF Survivor.
All right, we're back live. We're sorry about that. We missed a play. Mainland just completed a pass. Jeff Boyd brings him out. They're down to the 15. Jeff Boyd's going to pitch it out to DeSalle. DeSalle has it. He's sacked. He's sacked by Ryan Ojeda. Ojeda is sacked, and he's going to lose yardage. During that break, we missed a completion down to about the 15-yard line.
It was a 23-yard pass from Boyd to DeSalle.
Second down, and we'll call it 17.